Hey Dragons fans, and welcome to the inaugural episode of the Saints podcast. The podcast where two passionate Dragons fans bring you everything you need to know about the Dragons, the best team in the comp. Made by Dragons fans for Dragons fans. I'm Elijah, and here today is a very special guest, my co-host for this new podcast, Julian. Julian, how are you feeling today?
I'm pretty good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. A couple of weeks ago, Julian hit me up and um. we just decided, me and Julian have become mates this year, so we decided, what better way to show our love and passion for the best team in the comp than to start a podcast. That's right, the best team in the comp, the St. George Illawarra Dragons. So let's go straight into it. So obviously, Julian, last week we had the bye, easy 2 points. But
Yep.
let's take a look back on the week before. We
Yep.
came back against the Brisbane Broncos at Suncorp. What a win, 30 points to 26. Julian, what were your thoughts on that game?
Um, it was a pretty good game. It was a gutsy win,
It was.
obviously.
Mm.
Um, Other than that, I think the boys played pretty decent, and same with Broncos. That's why it was very close,
Yeah,
and close enough. It was the same result as when we went to Brisbane last year
that's
and
crazy.
won as well. It's
That is
crazy.
crazy. I want to give my prayers and thoughts to Dylan Egan. Obviously, he went down with a big ACL injury.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that kind of summed up the adversity we had to face during that game. The ref decisions. I'm not going to go too much into the ref decisions, but some of them were absolutely shocking. Um, the plays we
That
had
first try, that first try was.
in the sin bin, and I'm not going to get into the
Oh,
sin, but the sin bin shouldn't even been a penalty to start with.
that
But
was crazy because we managed to score with
we scored
12
two
players.
tries when we had a play off. As soon as we had the play
Yeah,
on, we conceded. Like, how does that make
crazy.
sense at all? Um, our young forwards, honestly, Julian, like genuinely, they like shocked me in a good way. They played
Yeah,
absolutely outstanding. Like Hamish Stewart, he's such a gun. He is an absolute legend. Let me get up the stats. Okay, so most tackles, Cook with the most tackles with 46. Gutherson played absolutely outstanding. Maybe
beautiful.
maybe his best game as a Dragon. He's had lots of good games, but that's definitely up
Mhm.
there. Two line breaks, 233 meters. Yeah, he just two tries. He honestly did everything. Okay, I want to give a shout out to someone from the Broncos who played well, and as much as whatever happens with the off field, Ezra Mem did play good
Yeah,
against us, and the
he
fact
did.
that like Ben Hunt didn't play, I at first I was really upset that Ben Hunt didn't play because I wanted
Mm.
to, you know, you beat him. But honestly, the fact that we beat the Broncos with a better half, because Ezra Mem is better than Ben Hunt, I think like that's
Yeah,
probably, a solid statement to make. I think that even showed the more, gutsiness of the Dragons. Um, I don't know. I forgot to mention Jacob Little, my favorite
oh my
player
God.
in the comp. Genuinely, he's been robbed off of Origin, and I don't care what anyone says. He was the Clarkey. I love Clarkey, but he made a
Clark
beast
is the
team.
best.
He made a
Yeah.
beast team for Origin. He wasn't even on that. Like
What? Oh wow.
like a team that missed out on Origin. He wasn't even in the 18, like even 18. But the disrespect to Jacob Little has genuinely amazed me. When we were looking to sign a hooker a few years ago, we were in talks to sign Sam Verrills, and I was telling everyone like we should sign Sam Verrills. Jacob Little's too injury prone. Like I wasn't because he was so injured at the
It
Tigers.
just it just showed it last year. Like he was our hooker, eighty
He
minutes.
was our best player, like one of our best players
Yeah.
last year. I'm not gonna say the Ben Hunt. I don't want to say he was our best player or Lomax because they're forbidden to me. But
Yeah, we got to
genuinely,
move on from them. Yeah.
Little and Gutherson, in my opinion, has been our best players this year,
100%.
without a doubt.
100%.
He's genuinely like his running game, his service from dummy half he has the IQ of Api Coruscant and the running game of prime Damien Cook. He
Oh, tell
genuinely
me about it.
he
And then the
yeah.
combination when he comes on, it's actually finally looking all right. When Damien Cook's, pretty sure he goes to 13 or something.
Yeah, yeah. I'll in the Q&A, someone asked a question about that. I'll get into what my
Yeah,
idea should be.
yeah.
But Cook has been very good in adapting to that 13 role. He's
Yeah,
actually been very solid. I think Cook is better at a 13, but not starting as a 13. I can come on later
mm,
on. I'll get into it later. But
yeah,
as I said, our forwards are really strong. Stewart was really good. Leiloa, Pacifica Tonga was very good.
yeah.
Laurie's been amazing, honestly. Like Laurie
He
genuinely,
has been. He has been. Yeah,
he needs to stay in the team. I can't believe him say he needs to stay in the team. If the Dragons want to like a win, he genuinely without him, we have no go forward. And I can't believe him saying that, but genuinely, he actually he's actually been very good for us. Um, that defense on the last play, I don't know how the Dragons stopped them. Genuinely,
yeah.
Bellum, amazing tackle.
That was good. That was good.
But when Payne Haas broke Little and
Oh,
DeBellin,
that was
I thought he
scary.
would have scored before. Clint Gutherson,
Oh,
round of
oh,
applause to
oh.
him for jumping on him and showing the desperation that we haven't had a
Yeah.
captain since I don't know when. Because Ben Hunt
Before the
came to the
Ben
club.
Hunt era,
Yeah, before
like
that,
it's like
yeah,
8 years, 7 years.
yeah. Like McKinnon showed desperation, but Gutherson is at
He did.
another level, genuinely.
He's got it. He's got it.
He's just everything. I'm so proud of the way the Dragons defended because we lose those games 10 times out of 10 if it was literally like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Like
dead set,
that
dead set.
Warriors game, you look back,
Oh,
that Warriors game, the Eagles game and the Rabbitohs game, Julian, and the Tigers game when we knocked the ball off them. That's 4 games. We would have
that
been eight and
could have
two.
won all those. Yeah, easily.
We would have been 8 and 2 sitting on second. And two of those games we scored more tries than the opponent, but Holmes is kicking let us down. So
Oh, that's crazy,
I know
man.
genuinely it's upsetting to think about, but it's a harsh reality of rugby league and how it
Yeah,
can change so
can't you can't
easy.
win them all anyway. You can't
Honestly.
win them all. It is what it is. Just gotta focus on winning games, but yeah, you gotta move on from these losses.
Okay, Julian, this week we come up against a Newcastle side who beat the
Yeah,
undermanned Penrith Panthers side. But this whole season for Newcastle has been very, very disappointing. Julian,
yeah.
how are you feeling in this game? Like, what are your thoughts for this game?
Well, coming after a bye, coming into the week after a bye, you want to see the boys show up again, obviously, as every other supporter would say. But it's you look at the team list and
Let's go through the team list right now. So we got Gutherson, Sloan,
yeah,
Sully, Holmes is named, but
yeah,
we don't know
yeah.
if he's gonna play because of Origin. If it doesn't play,
CT,
Nathan Lawson will make his debut, I think. Um, CT, he's back.
CT is back. He's back. Oh, I'm
CT,
so excited
genuinely,
for
him and Little, the 1A and 1B in terms of my favorite place, Tuipulotu.
yeah,
I'm so excited. He hasn't played since that Titans game. Um,
yeah,
King Target and Flanagan make a switch, so King Target goes
yeah.
into 5'8", Flanagan's at a 7.
I like it. I like it, honestly.
I like it. Flanagan owns us a big game, and I'm
Does.
sure our good friend John Claude Batar is
Yeah,
I
legend.
saw his TikTok before he
Yeah, he
wasn't
loves
that happy
Spanner.
to go on, but no, it's all right. Like
Yeah,
I honestly back him. Our forwards,
the Bellum.
DeBellin, Cook, Clemmer, Leilua, Sewer, Stewart. So basically the same forwards, bar Egan.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
and
Toby
then
Couch.
and the interchange, Little and the big fella, TC. So not CT,
TC.
CT and TC is back. We have Toby Kausman, he's back. Honestly, he was gone for way too long. I don't care how many weeks.
We missed him, eh? We missed
We
him.
did miss him, genuinely. We did.
LPT. LPT.
And
Lock up.
LPT, Loka Pacifica Tonga, he's a staple in that 17. He should stay in that team. And
100%.
as John Claude Batar says,
Stays Larry.
which means kind of teacher in Arabic. Blake Laurie is named at number 17 with the reserves being Emre Gula, Raymond Fatala Mariner, Lachlan Ilias, Nathan Lawton, Hame Sele making up the reserves. With the coach Shane Flanagan. Now, Julian, when you look at that team list. Honestly, it gets me very, very hyped for this game. That is
Does.
that is possibly our best team that we've named. If only Egan was named, then it would be
Oh, that'd be unreal. I'd say this is one of our best lineups
no. Honestly,
so
it
far this year.
this is honestly we have to win this game. If we lose to
It's a
Newcastle,
must.
Cogra, genuinely, I don't know what I'll do because let's
Me
say
too.
let's say Holmes doesn't play. If Holmes doesn't play, then Ponga won't play. So it kind of equals each other out. You know what I mean?
That's not too bad. That's not too
You know what I
bad.
mean? That's what I mean.
Mhm.
So we still have a very
But
good team outside.
don't we saw the Knights play without Ponga, and
Yeah.
they killed the
But
Panthers.
but
But
they
I don't know.
tore
This
up
is just
they tore up the SG Ball Panthers, which had nobody. Like
yeah. Well,
we still
it's
have a
different.
very solid team out. We're only missing
Yeah.
Hughes for Origin if he doesn't play.
Yeah.
You
That's it.
like
No Lomax.
genuinely no Lomax, no Hunt. We don't have to worry about that. I love our new. I'm not. We'll get into another episode, like another podcast. We'll get into like the signings and the reviews of our signings. But this recruitment has been way better. Honestly, the one of the
100%.
best in a few years.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but but um, but yeah, let's. I'm just trying to think. Oh, by the way, prayers and thoughts to go to Corey Allen because he's done a hamstring injury.
Oh,
So
has he?
yeah, he's done his hamstring.
Yeah,
Um.
right.
So that's very thing,
Wow.
but yeah,
Is
it's
that is that full season?
no, no, no. If I look at the casualties, let me just check.
Yeah,
He
because
is,
he
uh,
missed all last year. I felt bad for him. Oh no,
he,
year before wasn't it? No,
he will be back
no,
in about
all
four
last year.
weeks. He's out for about 4 weeks.
Oh, not too bad.
Um,
He went pretty good on
Hamilton's
the
been
weekend.
amazing. Key matchups: Ponga versus Gutherson. If Ponga plays, that'll be an
Oh yeah,
amazing matchup. You know,
yeah.
Frizzell versus DeBellin at props going to also be good.
Former
Um,
teammates.
Former teammates, the Frizzell. The way Frizzell left the club, I was a bit. I
He
it,
want like they all say they want to go and win a premiership. And look how the Knights went. Honestly, they
Julian, the players that want to leave to go win a premiership, they go to the worst possible teams to win a premiership. Lomax went to the team who hasn't won in 40 years. And then we got Frizzell going to the Knights who hasn't won since 2001. Like, bro, come on. You know what I mean? Um, Dylan Lucas for the Knights has been amazing. Last week he scored a hat
he
trick.
has. Didn't he score a hat trick?
Hat trick in the first half. Dylan Lucas is a player to watch for the future.
100%. That's
He's a
crazy.
smoky for Origin in the next few years. He's
Oh yeah.
absolutely outmate
Fletcher
amazing.
Sharp. Fletcher
Fletcher
Sharp
Sharp
killed it
is
at fullback too.
um Fletcher Sharp. That's what I'm saying. If Pong is out, that's a threat that maybe Pong like you know what I mean. Fletcher Sharp goes straight into the one, which
Yeah.
um
I really don't think. I don't know.
yeah.
Ponga might not play honestly because I reckon Holmes will slide in because
Oh, he's a
it's
winger. He
just
doesn't get that much.
yeah, positional wise. Yeah, Ponga. He'll
Yeah.
be just
Pongo will be more involved and
non-stop.
more
Yeah,
tired and more fatigued at fullback. Holmes just has
yeah.
to catch the ball, and just like, run it. Like it's
Pretty
not that
much.
like
Even he might have a few runs here and there, but
remember what happened last time? Lomax had Origin
yeah,
later. Guess how many points he scored? 32 against the Tigers.
that's
That was
crazy, man.
as much as I have my thoughts towards the Lomax and maybe
Yeah,
it kind of
that
left
was
a
great.
sweet taste in my mouth. You got to admit
Yeah.
that game was one of the best individual performances I've seen for a long, long time in terms of the Dragons play. Probably I've ever seen in terms of an individual
That was the best. I was
Dragons.
so I was there and I was like, what is happening?
That's
Like
amazing. And
that second at halftime it was like
we were down 10 early in the game.
yeah.
I remember Tigers scored right at the break at halftime from
Mm,
I think Flanagan scored, but they said it was like a double movement or knock on. I mean, it was a
yeah.
dodgy call. They went on the other end to score. Um,
Yeah.
but
And my boy Bud was playing.
he scored against us.
Yeah. Right in the middle too.
I miss Sullivan, man. I
Oh, he's
miss
my
Bud.
favorite. He's my favorite. I saw him on the weekend. He's
I miss,
killing it at Souths. He's killing it.
I miss Bud so much. Guys,
Me
tune
too.
in because I'm not sure if I'm going to be going to the game on Friday, but if I do, expect a big collaboration between me and Julian. If that's
Oh,
who
with
knows,
me.
if that's a vlog, if that's just a picture, we're going to see this. There's lots of exciting things for the future,
Oh yeah, it'll be up on the podcast post for
100%.
sure.
So make sure you
It's gonna
guys
be great.
tune in. Let's get into our tips for
Yep.
the week. Let me just
For the
get
week. Let's do it. Let's do it.
my my tipping app. I gotta say
Yeah,
before I
me
do,
too.
shout out to shout out to Toby Cashman. Before he got injured, he was one of the informed forwards in the comp. If he didn't get
Oh
injured,
yeah.
I honestly think he could have played Origin. He
Yeah, another smoky.
yeah, just our forwards in general this year have been very solid. Have surprised me honestly. But yeah,
Especially the young ones coming into debut, and then now they're just
yeah.
that like Hamish Stewart is starting and is killing it. Like
You know, I was
same with
upset
Dylan
that
Hegan.
Fino Latu was let go.
Yeah, I'm pretty bummed about
But
that.
honestly, it's we've got to move past him. It's a fresh start. Yesterday
Yeah,
they introduced the new CEO uh, um to the Dragon. So I think Ryan Webb has departed and the new CEO has
yeah.
come in. So it's a fresh start. You know, new forwards, new players. I think I don't know. How do you see us going for the finals this year? What are your thoughts?
Finals.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, not so sure, but
Mm.
obviously,
Yeah.
I I do think we'll make the eight. Not being biased or anything, but I do see us making the eight. But
Yeah.
like just like highest would be honestly either sixth or seventh, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Maybe just push for the eight. We need to win these games, man. Just win
Yeah, like
games.
last year, if you remember, we beat the Titans. We were inside the eight. All we had to do was beat Canberra and Parramatta, and that was
Yeah,
and
and Sharks, and when we all lost all four games.
it
That
was.
Parramatta game, oh my days.
I kind of knew we were gonna lose the Sharks, but that Parramatta
That
and Canberra game were
Parramatta game.
unpredictable.
They
Parramatta
decided to they
yeah,
decided to pick up the footy in the last 10 minutes. That
and
was crazy.
and the Canberra game we were up by 18 and we still lost. So
Yeah, that was bad. That was really
that
bad.
was. But at that point, like I didn't really care because if we would have beat Parramatta and that would have happened against the Raiders, I would have been way more upset than I was because.
Yeah. Oh well, can't do much about that.
No.
New year.
But yeah, just
Yeah.
the whole. I'm very proud of that win against the Broncos, and hopefully we can
Me
take
too.
some momentum with that bye. We have the rest. Um, I think Flanagan, Carl, that is. I think Carl Flanagan is due for a big game, and I honestly wish
Oh,
he has a good game, just because I want
me
I
too.
want to see if John if John has a kind of a sticks by his claim, or if he like kind of
Yeah.
backtracks and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, Carl. I'm excited to say
Yeah.
we're gonna get definitely gonna
He'll
get.
get him off. He'll get him off the Flanagan Express, hopefully,
There's a lot of players on the
as he
Planet
says.
Flanagan Express at the moment. Um, but by the time this podcast is released, Origin will be out. But real quickly, we'll say who do you reckon will win Origin?
I'm obviously gonna pick the best state, New South Wales. Come
Yeah,
on.
surely Blues win, and
Come on, Blues.
I'm excited to watch tomorrow's game. Obviously, by the time we release this, it's Thursday, but for
Yeah.
us, it's
So
tomorrow.
we'll know who's won. Hopefully it was Blues 13 plus.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm gonna say,
Of the
but right now, I'm gonna say right now, I love that Zach Lomax try for the Blues yesterday. That was amazing try for Zach Lomax with the Blues yesterday's game. See how I predicted that Zach Lomax
Oh yeah,
was
right. I
gonna
got. I was like, yeah.
score. You
Lomax
got
with the hat
confused.
trick.
Oh, oh my gosh, that try by Dylan Edwards was absolutely
Oh,
amazing.
bro.
That try, this could either end up really badly or
The
really.
troll got a double. That was hectic, man.
Oh well. Oh my gosh. Valentine Holmes
Campbell
dropped the ball
Graham. I
over the
can see
line.
that. Campbell Graham replaced Crichton. What the heck?
That's probably going to end up being true, honestly. Um,
Imagine.
but
Anyway,
by the way,
just a
let us know down below. Like if you like the graphics, we have a good a
yeah
great
on the
coach,
socials.
Alex. We're working on the graphics with me. Um, so it's a very good team right at the moment at the Saints Podcast headquarters. Um,
It's a great team. We're
Now,
loving it. We're killing it.
don't get too used to this online stuff because hopefully in a few months we're gonna start transforming to in-person podcasts.
In person, proper. It'll
Which
be
is gonna be great. But this is our first podcast, so we're kind of easing into it. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, let's get into our tips. So for the
Well,
Dragons versus Knights,
come on now. Come on
come
now.
on, come on,
If you, I can't stand people who tip against their own team.
no, yeah.
Shout out. I know it's just tipping, but shout out to Chris Sassine. He always tips against the Dragons. I know he tips Broncos, and I'm just like,
Um,
what the
I
heck,
love that
man?
bloke.
But yeah, yeah, he's the best. He's the
Yeah, yeah,
funniest guy around. Oh, love him. Shout out to him. But yeah, obviously we're tipping the Saints and their favourites,
yeah.
$1.50 against $2.60.
Phew,
But look, we don't look at that. We focus on our team. Obviously, we pick our
yeah,
own team.
for
So
sure,
obviously, we're picking the Dragons. So
for
hopefully
sure.
they get up 13 plus.
Yeah, I'm saying Dragons 13 plus two. If we lose, I think we're gonna get destroyed by the Dolphins. If we lose this, we're probably gonna get.
Yeah, we've got Dolphins in Suncorp.
So we get Dolphins, and then we have Sharks, and we have another bye. See, the thing is, I want to ask about the NRL
We need
schedule.
to win all of them.
Why the heck do the Dragons have three buys in the first 15 rounds and have no buys at the end of the year?
It's bad. We got like 15. I don't know. Oh, something like that. More than 10 in a row, I think.
Yeah,
We
like
got to.
legit, we
Yeah,
have like we have like like 8 or 9, 10 games to go in a row without no break. It just doesn't make sense with the NRL, the draw schedule or whatever you call it. Melbourne up against the Titans. Julian, who you got for this game?
um, bit of a hard one here, I reckon.
Okay, so after you got me for a second, bro. I was about to say,
Sorry to shout out to BKR Sport, my boy Blaze.
oh,
Going
Blaze,
through a
gonna be
tough time
devastated.
at the moment with the membership people turning down and not renewing their Titans membership, especially in the past 2 to 3 years. I've been looking at his stories. Yeah, I feel for them. But yeah, I'm gonna go Storm,
Man, Melbourne
obviously.
13 plus.
Yeah, I'd have to. But
No, I'll tell you what,
yeah.
if Titans somehow
It's
and pull up an upset, that's gonna get clipped up easily of us laughing, and that's
yeah, we're gonna look like clowns,
we're
like
gonna
how
look
I
like
clown everyone else for the Dragons.
we're gonna look like
Uh,
clowns.
it
But
is in Gold Coast. They could win, but
okay, next game,
oof.
Cowboys against Tigers.
Mm,
Honestly,
I don't know.
Tigers is Galvin playing? I think he is. Is he? Is he?
He is, but like after all this media
No,
stuff,
yeah, I'm
he's
I'm
been
saying I'm
playing.
saying Cowboys 13 plus.
He's been playing not his footy ever since this
Yeah,
whole saga started. So yeah,
100%. It's gonna
I'm
ruin
gonna
the
go
Tiger season,
Cowboys
and he signed with the Bulldogs. Which, okay, by the way, how the heck do Bulldogs have space in their cap?
for less money too. They
Oi,
offered him.
I
They
tell you,
offered
I
him
tell
over
you what,
5 million.
tell you what, third party deals. Paper bags, my man
You reckon Bulldogs got
Luca,
it now?
yeah, Luca. I remember Luca the Dragon. What's his last? I can't remember what his last name is. Georgine.
Yeah, just shout out to Luca, my
Luca.
boy.
I just said Luca the Dragons fan. He really got my attention by saying paper bags, and I agree
Yeah,
genuinely. And I tell you what, after seeing the news that they're letting go of Sexton, they're letting go of Marnie, if the Bulldogs sign Jacob Little, now listen to me, Gus Gould. What
if
has the
that happens,
dragon? What have the Dragons ever done
I am actually gonna hate
to
the
you?
Bulldogs. Honestly, I don't hate them at the moment. But if they do sign, if we get rid of, if we let go of Little and not re-sign him, and the Dogs get him, I will hate that team with my whole, as much as I hate the Sharks. Oh my God,
Gus
Bulldogs is
Gould,
next.
Gus Gould. I beg you, please sign any player in the comp. Stay away from Jacob Little. Jacob Little is the most probably the top five most important players like for the Dragons. Please
Very
sign
underrated.
any other player. Just please do not sign like Jacob Little.
Little is ours. He's ours.
Little
Stay
is
away from him.
ours, and then
You're paying.
Dragons like start to like ramp up the negotiations and re-sign
Come
him for
on.
about 10 years. Dylan Brown gets 10 years. Jacob Little's better than Dylan Brown. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, come on. Dylan Brown has not even played proper footy this year.
Yeah, so I think,
Anyways.
yeah, Gus Gould, man, he lies out of his skin.
Oh, the lying thing, the league he was talking about,
Yeah,
and he
on
shut.
100% footy. Oh, we're not interested in Lockie Galvin.
Oh, no way.
We have young players. Yeah, we have young players. Then keep Lockie Galvin and give me. I feel bad for Para, bro. Honestly, I do.
Me too.
Like, that's his. Can I say something? That's his boyhood. The fact that he's turning down his
Yeah.
boyhood club that he supported to go to their biggest rivals in the Bulldogs. for probably like less money or the same amount of money. It makes no sense. That's
Bro,
why I
it's
think
ridiculous.
third party deals.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
yeah. Anyway, getting off track.
let's go.
So Cowboys for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manly
Let's
versus
look
Brisbane.
Manly.
Now
Teamless.
for
Jesse
Brisbane,
Arthurs is playing fullback for the
wow,
Broncos.
easy.
Selwyn Cobbo on the wing. That's crazy. You know
That
what?
is.
I'm gonna go Manly here.
Whoa.
This
Gonna,
is at 4 points, so
mm,
I'm gonna go Manly.
man, I don't know.
That's
Manly are due for a big win because after wiping against the Eels, but then again the Broncos are due for a win because they've lost how many straight and they've had the bye.
yeah.
I'm gonna go Brisbane 1-12. I
Yeah,
just think
right.
I don't know the halves
Fair enough.
combination of Man Reynolds and Tony Staggs, Cobbo, Jesse Arthur's at fullback. This is very interesting. Um,
Yeah,
but
yeah. So well,
okay,
I'm gonna go Manly.
Manly
Stuff
one to
it.
12.
Yeah, Manly 1-12.
I'm gonna go Brisbane 1-12. Next game.
Oh wow,
This is
wow. You know what?
ah.
Shout out to, I know a lot of South fans. I work with South fans, and yeah, the next 4 games for them is literally the top 4 teams. They've
But
got
honestly,
they've
I'm
got
going.
Storm as well.
I'm going for an upset. I'm going South. I think I think Warriors are due for a loss. I think at a core stadium, I think
Hmm.
Rabbits coming off a bye. I think they'll get the job done. They're starting to build momentum. They've won two in a row now. Um,
Yeah,
they're going to have Latrell back and Campbell
yeah.
Graham. So I think it's
Um,
Rabbits, but don't be.
I'm gonna. I'm not
Oh
gonna.
wait.
I'm on the same page, but I'm gonna go Warriors because they
Warriors.
just lost
Oh, that's
against the
why did I
Raiders.
say that they've won? I forgot they lost against the Raiders. But yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
tough, tough, gritty win from the Raiders, giving it to the Wasp fans.
hmm.
Shout out to Sevilla Tamale, giving
Oh,
it
I
to him.
miss my
You
brother.
seen
I
that?
miss
You
my
seen that?
brother.
I
Yeah.
love him. He's one of my favorites. But
Um,
yeah. After that loss, I'm gonna go Warriors. I'm not gonna go 13 plus. I'll go 1-12 against Souths.
Next game, Penrith up against Parramatta. Oh gosh, if this game was 2 years ago, I would have been excited. But honestly, I'm not gonna probably. I don't know. I probably will watch this game, but I'm not looking forward to this because this is just gonna be a snooze fest.
Who
Um,
do you reckon? But which team? I'm
mm,
going Para.
You're going Para. I'm going Penrith. I think
I'm Para.
just. Uh, I think this is the start where Penrith turn around. If Penrith lose here, then the season over there. Penrith are sitting last. If you would have
Yeah,
told me
right.
at the start of the season, 13 rounds in, that the Penrith Panthers, the team who's won five straight grand finals, were going to be sitting dead last in the competition, I would have called you crazy. I would have said you're on drugs. I would have said all this stuff genuinely. The
That's
Panthers have
crazy.
been very disappointing this season, but.
I think they can only lose 5 more if they want to make the 8. That's a bit tough. They
I
got
tell
to
you
win
what,
every
at the start of the
single
season, I was looking at the Dragons draw. The last game of the season, they versus the Panthers. I was
Panthers.
saying Panthers will rest their players. They'll be in the top four. That might be the game where
Top
both
8 battle.
teams are fighting for the eight.
Imagine that, but you never know, honestly. That could
Yeah, Penrith will probably be in the eight by
not
then.
predict these things, but yeah, I'm gonna go Para 1-12.
Yeah, Penrith 1-12 for me. The last game. Oh, this is a very hard game. Canberra
This is
versus
a good one.
Roosters. This is a very good game. I'm gonna go
Wow.
Roosters 1-12. I'm gonna go Roosters 1-12. I think Raiders are due. I mean, they lost they've won two in a row now, but I
They
think
just won against Warriors.
Allianz Stadium. I think Roosters have been ever since that Dragons game, they've been very good, except for that Bulldogs, which they lost to. I mean, they were still solid in that game, but yeah,
Uh,
I think Chooks. I think Chooks are gonna
you
win.
think Chooks? Yeah, right. I'm
More
gonna
of
have
a
to go.
more
I'm
of a
gonna go Raiders then, bruh. I'm gonna
You
go
go for
Raiders.
it. But I tell you what, bro, this whole tipping round, like the last like
You're
four
going the
games
opposite.
we've
We've got a
disagreed on.
few similar tips, and then we're going opposite
I tell
teams
you
because
what, this could end
it's
up
good.
being really bad for one person. This could end up
Yeah,
being really bad for one of us.
honestly, probably it's me. I got one tip right last week. A lot of
Me
people got.
too. I got one tip right as
I
well.
got. I didn't even. I was gonna switch my tip from Knights to Penrith, and I stayed with Knights, and that was the only game I got.
The only game I got was the Warriors Raiders game. I
That's
tipped it,
crazy.
but but yeah. Now time for the Q&A. Okay, so we get started.
Where
Coming
are they?
from Eliza.f1112. She said, "Why can't we go back to 2010 already?" I wish. I
I
wish.
wish I was only 4.
Yeah,
So
we were both very young. I wish, but good days are coming. And guess what? It happened with the Bulldogs. All these bad days are gonna make the good days even sweeter. That we're gonna be very
just stick with
stick by
us.
your club. Don't change
The red
team. Anyone who
the red
changes club is
V
the biggest cat.
the red V is one big family at the end of the day. We all have our hot takes. We all have
We
who
all have
we
our
reckon
rages,
do
our
what.
moods. Yeah,
But at the end of the day, we all support the one club, and we just gotta stick by it, stay loyal, and support the boys.
for sure. Now coming from Jet, um, how many years do you reckon we can get out of Gutho and who replaces him? Now Gutho signed a 3-year deal. Now I think at the end of that, he's gonna be what? How old is Gutherson? Let me type it
He's
up.
30 at the moment.
So he's gonna be 33. Do you reckon he'll retire after? Do you reckon we'll resign him?
Honestly, I'd say just see how it goes
Yeah,
next
see how
year.
it goes. If he gets, because if
And
he gets
I don't
a
know. He
really
could
bad
be.
injury, then
Yeah.
he's probably gonna retire. So
But they'll. Who do you
um,
reckon they'll chuck in? Like, even if something does happen this year, which I hope not, do you
yeah.
reckon they'll just chuck Sloan in since he was
So I
fullback last
think by the time Gutherson retires or leaves the Dragons, I think Dragons will be his last club. But if
year? Yeah,
he
for sure. Oh, for sure. That's why he signed.
at the end of his 3 years, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dragons signed him to like a 1-year deal to extend it and like just with a
Mm,
play option or something like that. I think he'll replace him. I think it's too early to see, but I think the
yeah.
obvious one would have to be Sloan since he's been amazing at fullback and he's been amazing on the wing, for us. So
Yeah.
um, coming
And
from, well, yeah, say what you're gonna say.
and just like Gutho has been a massive impact on
Yeah,
Sloan
yeah,
this year anyway, just mentoring
yeah.
him. That's what I reckon. Gutho should obviously he won't be playing for the Dragons, but like once he
Like
retires, he
it's
should
like a coaching. Yeah,
stay in the Gong Cogra wherever he lives,
yeah.
and just mentor the boys.
Yeah, coming from Mac 22, who's your favorite player and why? Now, I'll start off. I'm gonna say I said it earlier, Jacob Little and Christian Tuipulotu are my favorite. Sloan, those are probably my top three favorite players. I love all Dragons. There's not one Dragons player who I
I don't
dislike.
hate any of them.
Genuinely. I
I mean,
don't dislike.
I do my TikTok.
Yeah,
I
I know.
do my.
It's all jokes, but at the end of the
It's
day,
all jokes. I
we're
don't.
all like, we're all one big family.
Yeah.
Your favorite player, Julian?
My favorite player is Mr. Tyrell Sloan. I've got a big cardboard head of him. I think I'm gonna have a banner of him soon. There's this Sloan Ranger banner. I'm
Yeah,
gonna get off a mate, and yeah, he's been my favorite ever since I started making TikToks and he
yeah.
debuted and stuff.
I tell you what, I want to
Yeah.
go back to the who replaces Gutho question. I want to give a shout out to Cody Ramsey because on the weekend
Oh,
he
bro,
was absolutely amazing in New South
Rambo,
Wales Cup, along with all the players for the Dragon. Jacob Halangahu, shout out to him, he's been amazing. Sione
legend.
Finau, Lachlan
But
Ilias played
now,
the reserve grade a second in the reserve grade. We have been absolutely amazing, and that just shows we have depth and we are set for the future.
shout
Now.
out to um, shout out to Jonah Glover killing it in the halves with Ilias
Please don't let
also
him go.
starting to kill
Tigers, do
it.
not sign him. I
Yeah.
saw some rumors that the Tigers are going to sign him. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we gotta all we can do is hope. Um,
Yeah.
but let's move on. Philip, who is someone going off contract that the Saints should sign? Hmm.
I heard like was it Payne Haas? Is he
Yeah,
not open to
the
sign?
ideal is probably Payne Haas, but we're gonna have to offer him like a $2 million contract for him to come to.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
For him to move states.
I tell you what, this is a podcast. This isn't realistic. I'm just saying Payne Haas. I want us to sign Payne Haas.
Yeah, of course. We'd love to sign a Payne Haas. We've we've
Um,
got a we've got a Payne Haas pretty much junior. We've got Loco, which is
of Loco.
he's like 120 kilos or more.
And he's like He's like 6 feet, what, like 5'6", I don't know, something like
Yeah, and
that.
he's only just turned 20, bro.
He's like Nelson, Payne Haas, boom, mixed together.
Bro, he needs to keep playing in NRL. Flano, keep him in the 17.
He has to. Um, okay, from I don't know how to say his name, but how should the Dragons utilize Cook and Little in a way that sees results? Now, this is what I wanted to get into. My thing is they should start Cook Little on the bench, Cook at 9, and it's Stewart at 13. Now, at the 20-minute mark, you take off Stewart, put Cook at 13, and then
Oh, there we go.
put Little at 9, and there maybe when like at maybe the 70th minute or like 65th minute, maybe you can take off Cook and put another forward at lock. But
Yeah,
I think 20 minutes in, you bring on Little and move Cook to
100%.
and have a little 20
He
minutes
played,
him and Stewart.
yeah,
I
he
think
played he played more minutes than usual against the Broncos, which is great. We want every Dragons fan has we love Little, right?
yeah,
But he needs like you said, he needs more minutes. And the combo, as I said earlier on, the combo of him and Cook has
yeah,
been working lately, and there's signs. So
for sure.
100% agree on that.
JJ said predicted lineup for the next game, but
Oh,
obviously the lineups already came out. I'm pretty happy with that lineup.
yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Next year's halves partner, like next year's halves partnering, I think, uh,
Atco,
yeah, Akko, Atkinson, and
it's a tough one to think about because
it's a three-way tie between Flanagan, Ellis, and King Talia. I'd probably edge it to King Togia because he's actually been very good. He needs to work on his defense part. One critical thing is I would like to see a little bit more of a defensive effort from
yeah,
Lycan, but it's
but
too early to see, I think.
yeah, they did re-sign Flanagan as well,
Yeah.
Kyle. So honestly, I do just see Kyle just sitting there, but
Yeah.
yeah, he really is like you said. He's got a big game coming.
Yeah,
He needs to show us what he can actually do, like how he used to.
for sure. Cruz says, why is Jacob Little not being played for 80 minutes when he's our best player? Yeah, I was
Because the
yeah.
thing is, because Damien Cook is captain,
Yeah, I know. If he wasn't captain, it
he
would be a bit.
can't really do much about that. He's there because he's captain.
Yeah. Charlie says best possible team of 2026 for our side. Probably the same team, but just putting Atkinson and yeah, I don't know if we're gonna sign anyone. We're gonna definitely sign players, but
Yeah, who knows?
um,
And we'll upgrade contracts to the top 30. Like a
yeah.
few of the reserve boys will be up there. Eventually, hopefully, we'll see Cody Ramsey in our first grade team again.
Yeah, we have a few questions about saying when are we gonna make are we gonna make finals this year? I think it's all touch and go. I think if we get results, if we start playing like the Broncos do every like how as we did against the Broncos every single week, I think it'll be a lot easier. But I
Oh
back
yeah, 100%.
me and Julian backs us. Okay, this is a good question. What year can you see the Saints winning the comp? My prediction is between 2028 and 2030.
I, I saw that one. I kind of like that. I was thinking like, I don't know. You can't
Yeah.
really picture your team winning a premiership. I know the Bulldogs fans bloody did last year. That was chaotic. Even got Winston. Shout out to Winston. Not bagging him out here, but getting. Oh, I don't think it was him who actually made the
I
t-shirts.
think
It
it was
was the touchline.
the Touchline podcast. Yeah.
That's a bit That's pretty delusional. Not gonna lie. Getting shirts and they weren't even in,
Yeah.
they weren't
They got eliminated first
finals.
round.
Finals weren't even being played yet, and they were getting those
Yeah.
shirts. So
Um,
that's a bit
but
crazy.
I actually agree with this guy.
Between
I think by 2030 we'll have a premiership. I'm not
yeah,
being.
I reckon
I
by
genuinely think we do.
27, 2030, something like in between all
We
those
have a very
years.
bright future, and I genuinely cannot wait. Um,
Yeah.
Lachlan Hall. Do you think Lachlan Ilias should be coming back soon?
Though if the way he's going in reserves grade, he's
He's been
destroying teams there.
he's
So
been playing very good, and like I know we won this week, but apart from that, Flanagan and Kintoga wasn't really clicking.
mm.
So maybe Ilias and Kintoga is something that you can try in the next couple of weeks.
But what people don't realize is
Yeah.
Ilias was not in first grade last year. I think he was
Mm.
injured for the whole year, but the year before that, he was in reserve grade. So you can't just sign a seven, put them in first grade and expect them to be like Nathan Cleary or something.
Hang on, we've actually got breaking news. This isn't Dragons related, but this is very interesting. Taylor May tours Rabbitohs facility. Taylor May
Oh,
Rabbitohs.
wow.
Wow. I thought he was going to go to the Tigers for all money.
Honestly, yeah, to play with his
Well,
brother, but that's hectic. Oh, I can see him there. His tattoos are a bit what you doing, but having a big. That's just because he's got the same letters, same amount of letters in his last name as me. Right on his neck. Imagine just Ali sitting up.
oh gosh. I don't want to imagine that. I would
He's
block
got
you if you ever did
May,
that.
bro. He should
Nah,
have got Oh, is what's his name? Tyrone's the older one, isn't it? There's
yeah,
Terrell,
Tyron's
and then there's
the old.
Talon. Imagine he should have just got Talon on his void while he was at it. Far out.
Anyway,
Anyway,
boys, that wraps up the inaugural episode of the Saints podcast. If you liked it, please like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell because every Thursday at 4 p.m. there's gonna be a new podcast every single week. Maybe vlogs coming up. Let us know of
yeah.
some video ideas that you would like to see. We're gonna be definitely be posting more. Sub to the or follow the Instagram,
Follow
um,
the TikTok.
TikTok. We have Twitter. We have Facebook.
We have everything.
We
You
have
name
everything.
it.
So please, if you boys like this episode, please make sure you like and subscribe. And basically what I've said, just please enjoy it. And have a good rest of your day, guys. And
Hope
remember,
you enjoyed.
remember, up the mighty red V.